Okay, so this is another video of some parts I recently picked up. I just literally picked them up like they actually dropped them off. So he had this card listed for like $250, I guess, $250 original. But then when I seen it, he had it marked down to $2, and it said read description. So he said he wiped the firmware on here to EVGA so he can get 0 fan and he can run the RGB. I don't know, but it is a RTX 2080. Yeah, I wasn't planning on buying this for my main system again. Well, my main gaming system, I was just going to stick with the 1660 Ti, but I figured $200 is a decent deal. I'm still seeing it for like $250, somewhere around there. You know, $200 is like broke, you know, ones that don't work prices on eBay. But yeah, and then the second one is this motherboard here. As you can see here is a small form factor. I have everything hooked up to kind of make the video not so long, and I don't have to do a lot of editing. I have a power button hooked in, I have keyboard, I have it hooked in through DisplayPort, and this RGB didn't come with it. He did want to pull this off, but he didn't have a screwdriver, and he's like, I don't really care, because he went to AMD, so these are going to be different, but hopefully everything is different. He can still come back and get it if he wants it, you know, or he can sell me the actual cooler, because I'm guessing it's a small form factor. So there's no M.2 in here. There is a slot for it, so seems pretty good. Like, we have built-in Wi-Fi. It has DisplayPort, DVI, you know, 2 USB 2.0s, 2 USB 3.0s, Type-C jack, and yeah, I shouldn't have hooked it up, I guess, because you probably want to see that. Then it says Wi-Fi, and then we got good, you know, decent 7.1 audio. Then I don't have a cooler to hook up to it. Well, the only cooler I could hook up to it is like in a box, it's unopened, and that's going for a different system, and I kind of want to open that later on. But this RGB came with the i5 system, so it's pretty decent. I know it works. And then, you know, like I said, I'm going to put the video card in that system right now. So I'm going to put this in here. This is a i7 4790K system. It's a 550 watt power supply. It should be good enough for at least testing. And I'm going to run this through HDMI because I have HDMI and DisplayPort, and that's just how I have it set up. Okay, so that's kind of nice. So we do have an 8-pin and a 6-pin coming off this. Like I said, this is just to see if we can get an image on here. It should, like, driver should just start up, you know, like without an issue. So just double check everything's in. Power's on now, and I do have it hooked into the 32-inch screen. I try to keep this down because the window's putting a lot of light in by the camera, but not in real life. So I'm hitting the power button. The car's lighting up green. Oh, I have it on the wrong setting on this. And this TV can be annoying. Monitor can be annoying to switch sometimes. So there we go. We got an image. And I do have my software disk on here, so hopefully you actually see the image better on here. Like, yeah, besides that not wanting to work. Hopefully you guys are getting a better image of it. Maybe I'll start doing it with this screen, with this monitor. But you can see here we're showing an Nvidia GTX 2080, and it's not showing like it's a fake card. Obviously you can see with the cooler it's not fake. But where's so it is showing up as an EVGA. Does everything look good on here? Looks okay to me. Obviously I need to update this software because it's out of date, but everything's showing up good here. So we'll turn this system off and I'll do testing later on to see how much better it is, and I'll probably add a little spot on the end like I'll run my normal Heaven benchmark and show you the numbers and see if it finished or not. The zoom back out, fix this too. Okay, there we go. So now this is, I got the 24 pin, the 8 pin hooked in, and I got the power button here. I do have this fan hooked up. Now all we're gonna do is turn the unit on, see if we get a post, then I'll turn it back off because I don't have a cooler on it. Okay, so we got a little bit of RGB on the board. It's pretty nice. Okay, so I didn't even switch this. So I need to switch that again. It'd be nice if it showed what one it was, because I don't remember if I switched or not. Now watch I switch back to that. So you just hit the power button and see what happens. Okay, we got boot, we got RGB lighting up. Yeah, this is a run fan. This fan has one run stop in it, so it doesn't have. Okay, there we go. We have the image here, and it says i7 8700K. So, and it's showing all 16 gigs of RAM. So you just cut that off. So I'll get into the price of it. So, like I said, he had the video card. He had the my messy apartment because I got a bag and all that stuff over there. But he had originally had the video card. He had the video card originally for $250, but then he reduced it to $2, and I just seen it like yesterday. And he's like I said, he said he put the firmware on it for he could change the RGB through EVGA Precision. I'll probably run MSI. And hopefully my new board that's coming for the i5, I'm building another i5 12400 system. So that's what this RAM that is sitting over here, you see right here, is going to. So I'll run MSI Afterburner, and then hopefully the motherboard will detect the RGB for that. At the worst, I have to probably redo the firmware on it. If redo the firmware and put it back to stock. I don't really care too much about RGB and MSI Afterburner. I use their fan curve anyways. You got fan control, so that I don't use that zero fan thing. I run that and the fan runs the minimum, so it's still getting cool. I'd rather have the fans on instead of the card running a little bit hotter, because I found that in the past to do. So I agreed to $250. And he's like, well, he's taking his dog to the dog park, so he could bring it by in the morning, which was like 9 o'clock, and I think it was around 8 something he did. And he said, I also have a motherboard with the i7 8700. He originally wanted 2 for this, and I was like, well, I don't think I have that cash for that. So then when he brought the card, he was like, well, I brought the motherboard anyways. He's like, well, if you do both, I do both of them for $300. So I gave $200 for the video card, and then $100 for this motherboard, CPU, and RAM. I think that's a really good deal. Like, that was the minimum what I was looking for before I decided to rebuild the i5, build the, the other system with the i5 12400, which I'm going to have a video on. Once the motherboard gets here, it's like a $160 board, but I got it for like $100. But if I would have seen this beforehand, I just would have left the i5 in the OEM board that it's sitting in and sold that off in a case, right? Because I don't have a case for that. And would have got this and would have used, the 2080 Ti, 2080 on this board. Even if I didn't get the card, I knew about the board. I would have bought this board probably for the two, because I gave $100 for my board. So you think this is a good deal, bad deal, or you can figure I paid $150 for this and $150 for the video card, but in total I gave $300. You can probably hear my fan ramping up for my little air machine thing that I have. But what do you think? Was $300 too much for the video card and this motherboard and CPU? I have to get another cooler for this. I could borrow the cooler off the i7 4790K to put this together with the 2080, this power supply. Maybe even buy a smaller form factor board and just keep this and sell off the i5 system without a video card. I don't know. But the main thing is, I think I got a good deal. Like I said, $300 for the package. They both seem to work. I have to test them more. But yeah, I think I got a steal of a deal. But yeah, leave that in the comments below if I got ripped off, if I didn't. And if you had one of these boards, let me know how it performed. And what do you think with a good cooler on here, what I could get for a decent overclock on this? And what do you think about what do you think about this video card and then having EVGA software wiped to it? Leave it that way if the car's working fine. It's working fine for him, I guess. Or should I put it back to stock? But I'm going to cut that short because this is a pretty decent video. And thank you for watching. And have a great day. Okay, this is, I'm going to add this into the video. But, yeah, so I took the little heatsink off. Has some plastic or something on it. So it's just two little screws right here and right here. The M.2 screws not here, but that's perfectly fine. So I wanted to just show a better view of the board. So we have two DIMM slots, Type-C plug here, two SATA cables, USB 3.0, I don't know if it's 3, 2, whatever. Our PCIe lane here, 16X. But the main reason I wanted to do it so you can see the back here. Like I said, DisplayPort, HDMI, USB 3.0, USB 2.0, Type-C jack, USB probably, 3.2, whatever. Oh my lord, I can't even think right now, but Ethernet, Wi-Fi, and our audio. But this is what I see. Like when I was taking this apart, I kind of was looking at the back for the cooler, the mounting bracket. And also we have another NVMe, an M.2 on the board in the back right here. So I could just take this screw off here and put that on the front. But yeah, I found that to be pretty cool. You can see the board. Okay.